This week's book, The Magician's Guild by Trudi Canavan. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to read this week, and I decided I would reread a book series that I've read before. Obviously, that's what reread would mean. This year, like every other, the magicians of Imarden gather to purge the city of undesirables. Cloaked in the protection of their sorcery, they move with no fear of the vagrants and miscreants who despise them and their work, until one enraged girl, barely more than a child, hurls a stone at the hated invaders, and effortlessly penetrates their magical shield. What the Magician's Guild has long dreaded has finally come to pass. There is someone outside their ranks who possesses a raw power beyond imagining, an untrained mage who must be found and schooled before she destroys herself and her city with a force she cannot yet control. That said it so much better than I could. So Sonia, the book is divided into two parts. The first part is much larger than the second part, and it goes through different points of view, and it's during the search for Sonia. She is hiding from the magicians who are looking for her because she's afraid they're going to kill her, and the magicians have to search for her because if they can't teach her control, then she'll lose control of her powers and she'll destroy herself and a lot of other people and parts of the city with her as well, because she's got a lot of power and she can't control it. Part 2 is after they've found her and they're teaching her control and they're trying to convince her that she can join the guild, and it's good. I like it. I still like it just as much the second time through as the first time through. I'd say it feels a little slow in the beginning, but it picks up towards the end, and especially near the very end, you start like, oh my gosh, because a friend of hers is kidnapped and she's being blackmailed, and you're wondering if they're going to be able to save him and her at the same time, and it's just, it's intense. It's typical fantasy set in not ancient times, but earlier times. Like, if you've ever played the video game Fable, something like that. Like, in a recognizable time of human history, and just with magic. And I do like that kind of fantasy. It's nice. So I'm hoping I have more time to read this next week, because I don't want to bore you 3 weeks in a row talking about the same series of books. So hopefully next week I'll have read both The Novice and The High Lord, which are the second and third parts of the trilogy. The Novice, as I seem to remember, is not as exciting as The High Lord, so I'll have to get through that and then read through The High Lord, because I liked that one. I'm sorry I'm not more detailed. I'm rushed for time. What with the lack of time for reading this week, and then having to go out and jump my boyfriend's car tonight and such. So I'm sorry. But if you have suggestions for me as to a fantasy book I could read, whether it's, any kind of fantasy, old-timey fantasy, future fantasy is actually generally more sci-fi-ish, so, I don't know, they're similar, but they're not exactly the same, so I don't know, should I do sci-fi as well? You can tell me. does sci-fi and fantasy, are they kind of the same thing to you or not? And patience. If there is a book to movie that you want to do that is also fantasy, like The Golden Compass, or I hear that Coraline is actually a book, something like that. Maybe we can do like a together one, kind of, read the same book and then give our opinions on it because it covers both of our categories. I don't know. Would that be cool? Do you like it? Yeah, sorry I'm not being more interesting. I promise I'll try to be better. I just had a lot of work from last Wednesday until now. And so, yeah. Uh, I'll I'll see everyone later. See you next week. Bye-bye. Her name is Sonia. I'm not sure how you would like to say it. I like Sonia. Not so much points of view as, yeah, no, points of view. It goes to different points of view. Sonia. I'm doing so bad at this. Okay.